Greetings, y'all. It is Matt from the Green Arcade. Good morning. Y'all ready to do some farming? Bada boom, bada boom. There it is. Bada boom. Let's do some farming. So before we get into the actual farming, we are going to haul some stuff. We got the prefab walls, and we're gonna sell them. Good morning, Vietnam. Yeah, Sean. All right, let's do it. We're gonna take these down to the museum and sell them down there. That's the best price for them. Really, the products from the sawmill. The only thing that we really kind of have to pay attention to as far as like the time of year is the wood chips. Everything else, we can sell pretty much anytime. The price really doesn't fluctuate that much. And I don't think there's any shortage of timber on Riverbend Springs. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I really need to get a forestry mulcher. Need to invest in one. Good morning, Twitchy. Good morning, Fuzzy. No, Phil's not here. I'm assuming that his he had an issue with his headset. I think his headset malfunctioned and quit working. So hopefully he gets that resolved. This does look kind of weird going down the highway. But hey, it works. I mean, it straps down, it reaches the top, so eventually we'll get a dedicated low loader slash step deck trailer to haul the stuff around. Alright, let's take the straps off and pull forward. Nice little payday there. 20,000, almost 20,000, yeah, pretty close to it. Another 20,000, 48,000. I think we need 89 for a forestry mulcher. Alright, we did make enough money to buy this field. So we bought this little soybean field here. We own this little soybean field here. Removed quite a few trees away from around it. Still got some big trees in between these two fields, but unfortunately those big trees there are not on our property. So we gotta get this field at some point. And then we bought the big soybean field over there, and then I've got the harvest equipment ready at the... Oh, there's my turn. I've got the harvest equipment ready at the other field over there by the farm, so... we should be good to go, and it might be about time to mow some more grass, too. So we bought some grass fields. Let me come on in here. Ooh. Here, we'll load these up. Always hard to tell when you leave this thing running. I guess I'm gonna have to hop in the cab and see if the screen is on. how the rearview mirror works, but the camera doesn't. There's a backup camera on this somewhere. The camera absolutely does not work. You gotta love Giants. You gotta love them. They try. They try. I love having that collision camera zoom in every time I'm trying to look around and see what I'm forklifting, you know. Now this is the tricky part, getting these stacked. You have to stack them ahead of time before you put them on the trailer. And it doesn't quite go... John was worried that this would go too high inside the sawmill. It does not. The other one might. But this little electric one, it does not reach really high, so you kind of have to work with it here. Like that. Yeah, eventually we'll have to invest in a charging station. I don't think they're that expensive, though. I don't think they're that bad. I gotta be really careful here. Alright, got them on there. We'll throw those straps on. Oh, that strap, that's kind of cool. It kind of twists around the beam there. Alright, so we've got some long planks over here. I'm going to get them. I need beams. I'm waiting for beams. For the beams to spawn, because that's all I need, like, for the last, well, for the next stage of the museum over there. But I haven't had any beams spawn yet. Not recently, anyway. I think I've finally got this down, though. So, even with this electric forklift, you can't get all the way in there. It's still too big. There's too much depth to it. These posts are the problem. So basically come in, kind of push your pallet a little bit, and what it'll do, it'll kind of line it up where you're perpendicular with the forklift, and then grab it. Just like so. Alright, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this down. I wonder if I can go 3 high with that. If I can go 2 high with the walls, I think I can go 3 high with those. We're going to try it and see. And again, the wood chips are what you want to wait until. You want to wait until like either December or January. Because that price, it goes either $200 and something to $900 and something. So there's a big difference there. I don't know. You know, old man, he's not a fan of having them in the pallets. I don't know how to feel about it. I would almost rather them not be in the pallets. So you see how this, I could try to get in here, but there's not enough room for the forklift and to get under the pallet. So just kind of put it like that. Push up against it, get it perpendicular where it's facing you now. And then grab it. Whoa! Don't do like that. Good morning, Kimmy. How's it going? Farmer Nick, good morning. Yeah, what they really should have done, and you know, the old sawmill from Silver Run, that one was probably ideal, you know, the placeable one. They kind of have one of those in here, but it doesn't do the walls. So what they should have done was delete, get rid of this row of posts, that row of posts, and maybe that row. Have a couple like support beams in here or something. The problem is like it's not big enough, it's not wide enough. You get rid of those posts, you know, where the key stuff spawns at. And I mean, they could move the spawn point too. They could move it, you know, back a little bit, because only stuff spawns like in the middle here. This is really wide for a spawn location. See how I can fit another row of stuff there, another row of stuff there. Now, granted, I have not gotten to the point where it's been like maxed out, but still, you could get rid of this column, this row, and maybe this row. I don't know. They could be spaced different. So instead of having, how many are there out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Instead of having 6, I could see maybe 4. It's just, it's very difficult. And they didn't put the other forklift. I put a picture of it in Discord yesterday. It's also a Jungheinrich, Rick, maybe? I don't know how you say that. But it's a smaller, shorter version of this one. It's electric, and it's a stand-up one. We got it as a content update in 22, so maybe we'll get it again in 25 at some point. But we really should have that here, because you can't work in the sawmill. It's even with this one, it's kind of difficult to get in there. You just kind of have to, you know, do what I did. Get in there and straighten it up and call it a day, I guess. I have to focus when I do this, because if not, I'm really going to make a boo-boo. Yep, I've already made a boo-boo. Hang on, I gotta... No. Okay, let go of my forklift. Alright, let's strap that down. And we've got those strapped down. Yep. Alright, let's go sell this stuff. Yeah. Let me go back. Not quite, I mean, with the wood chip stack there, it's better to turn like right here. Got way more room. Alright, loaded up and trucking. I don't think I'm gonna make the goal of trying to get the forestry mulcher, but we'll get it in the long run. I will say I'm not gonna delimb the big trees anymore. The little winch trick, dragging them down there by the winch, that's the way to go. So you don't want multiple small limbs. It's just a very massive mess to clean up. You don't want that, so. The train, the train. Alright. Scrap these. 20 grand there, yep, and another 11 grand there. So we're just about $10,000 short. I don't think there's really anything else that we can sell right now that would equivalent to getting to the 89 grand. So I'm gonna go over and start our harvest, and I may come back later in the evening, and if our wood beams come in, if we get more prefab walls or anything like that spawn, we'll haul them over. Is that land for sale? It is for sale. That ain't bad. 44 grand. 44 grand, you get a few trees with it, and there's a neighboring property up north of it that you can own. 44 grand, that might be the cheapest plot on the map. I'd have to go back and look again. Actually, one of our grass fields up north might have been the cheapest one. Got a nice little grass field there. So, clear the trees out. Did John get his multiplayer stuff resolved last night? I was kind of in and out listening to his stream. I know he's been having problems. Looks like it's still a problem, so it's a problem with the giant servers, I'm gonna say probably, yeah. Alright, so all we have is just the regular planks and some wood chips here. So we're gonna make some money, I think, on the wood chips. We've got several pallets of them. Alright, let's go get some harvesting done. It's getting kind of late. It's already 2 o'clock. I couldn't harvest any in the morning because it did rain. Alright, so I've got that set up as my tipper setup, and then we're gonna fire up the old combine here. We got soybeans. I wonder how much capacity our silos are. Actually, let me go see if I can look. I think those are the ones we have. So it looks like we have a 200,000 liter capacity. Are there extensions? Yes, there are. There's not any that match those silos over there, though, as far as extensions go. And that we really can afford. I mean, you could put down a whole nother silo system, but that's only 200,000 liters. And we can't afford any of that stuff, so it'd have to be... Assuming that would work, they would tie in with that. Well, we'll figure it out. And here's the river boats. This is soybeans and it is a low yield, but kind of wondering how low. We have like 4 fields in soybeans, so it's gonna be interesting. These are decent sized fields, so time for my cafe latte. Oh, is it the Case Magnum? I saw that where they were talking about the Case Magnum being a problem. Hopefully they'll be coming out with an update for the game before too long. This combine kind of reminds me of the 1666 that we had at Goldcrest. As far as like the design on the inside and stuff. Here. I was just excited to see that our loan finally switched over to where we could take out more loan. We got up to 1,140,000 on the loan. I haven't checked it today. Alright, I think I can do another round because I'm not at 50% yet. No, we can't borrow any more right now. I think we gotta probably acquire more land. Get our collateral built up. I want to say cholesterol right there, but I know that's not right. But yeah, if we get our collateral built up, then we'll have enough. We gotta have enough to back the bank's faith in us, I guess, for the loan part. No worries though. We're kind of set up in the sawmill operation now, so you know that only holds 140,000 liters though. And that's the big sawmill, so get ready for that, guys. You only get 140,000 liters to put in there at a time. But you can fast time it and it'll process it. I'm gonna save the game real quick. Just in case it decides to crash. Knock on wood. But I have seen some people's games crash. So it does happen. Hoping they put good stuff in these fields, man. If they put good stuff in these fields that we can do, we could plow these together. Is there anything on sale right now? Ooh, there's a lot of stuff on sale. Got a disc arrow. Not bad on that little fert spreader either. Got another tipper there. Need to adjust my cruise. That looks like we go 10 kilometers per hour. And we have to use kilometers per hour because that's broken too. They have not set the cruise speed down there. When you switch it over to miles per hour, it doesn't switch. Your speedometer will, but not the cruise speed. So you can't match it with what's being displayed on your speedometer. So that needs a fix. A lot of stuff needs fixing. I think I'm gonna go ahead and empty my first time here. Man, those trains, I'm telling you, they are rolling. They're going through the I guess it's like the grain elevators, like the silo systems and stuff. They're picking up corn and soybeans and all kinds of stuff. And I hear a siren. It's always a siren. So it's looking like our food. Well, that's a lot of sirens. And I'm gonna wait and see if this comes down my street. I think it's going somewhere else. A lot of sirens. I don't know. It might be a wreck or something. You had your first tornado cut through one of your fields yesterday. However, I can't tell you what it looked like. You were in the kitchen making a cup of coffee. Well, that's usually how it goes when you have a tornado. Huh? Yeah, we have, so the settings, you can enable it. You can enable visuals only, or you can just turn it off. We have the visuals only. I mean, it's nice and all that they put something in there that some little kid somewhere wanted, and that's great. But you know, I would have spent more time fixing what we already had than putting tornadoes in. I mean, I know that sounds weird, but it's just not that big of a deal to me, I guess, maybe. I would have much rather had, you know, a speedometer that works and multiplayer that works and everything else. You know, log forks that haven't worked since 15, you know, which would be nice. But yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not completely upset with the game. I mean, I like the new GPS system. It's a lot like Course Play, but it's got a much more ease of use interface. And I've said that all along. I was like, you know, they need to bring GPS/Course Play to console. I was like, but they can't bring it as it was before. They couldn't bring it as it was like in 22 and earlier. It had to be a much simpler UI to be able to come to console, and it's very simple now. A lot of the stuff, you know, like the setting it up and stuff, is like automatic. So but yeah, it looks like our food system's gonna get overhauled here soon. Been kind of watching that. It looks like the so for those that don't know, the food here in America is really bad. When you look at, you know, Pop Tarts here and Pop Tarts, you know, over across the pond, or chips here, or, you know, any of your processed foods like that, when you compare it to other countries, we are like behind in as far as like the quality of the food. There's a lot of bad stuff that they add to the American food, and number one, they add it because it brings the price down, but it also is way unhealthier. So it looks like we're finally going to get healthier food for us, I guess. Morning, Trent. How's it going? Yep, no filler, old man. Old man went back to work, and Phil, he's having some issues with his headset. So hopefully he can get that resolved. Phil's having a plague of problems. He's had some issues with his computer, and now he's having issues with his headset. So when it rains, it pours, right? Chlorinated chicken? Yeah, I don't know about that one, but I know they put like chemicals in like a lot of your cereals over here, and cereals are one of the biggie things. Um, well, the sun just came out here. Did y'all see that? We've got broken clouds. That's so weird to have the clouds go over. It looks great. That part looks great. The sun just came out, and now I can see the shadow of the combine and everything. Uh, no, the cereals have a lot of stuff added to them that claim, they're for preserving and stuff like that. But a lot of the chemicals that they use is crazy to think about because they use it like in industrial paint thinners and stuff. It's really crazy. But the FDA approves it. That's the crazier part. The current FDA approves all this stuff that's really bad for you. Stuff that's been proven to cause cancer and uh, other diseases and illnesses. Yeah, cereals, chips, so much of our foods. A lot of the stuff, a lot of your like ketchups and mayonnaises and stuff like that. They add stuff to them that really they shouldn't. Yeah, it might expire sooner, but it's really not good for you. Alright, I'm gonna go empty one more time here. I turned our automatic game saves up too, so that's... Oh, the question is that spinach or is that canola? Whatever it is, it's ready to harvest. I bet it's spinach. Yeah, it looks like spinach from here. If it's ready to harvest, and it's that color in the field, that's spinach. Sean or Trent, is John streaming today? Is he streaming any today? Or is he back to his normal schedule? Yeah, I'd rather have my food expire early. I'd rather have it, I'd rather have it be real food than, boxed up with chemicals. Is it 12 or before? Okay. I was wondering if he was. Yeah, you can see the cloud cover coming across the field here. We were in the sun, then we're kind of in the shadow of the cloud. You can see the breaks in the clouds going across the field back there. And now we're kind of half in the sun. Okay. First field done. And we gotta go down south to our big one. A couple small ones. Okay, got that emptied. I will come back for the combine. How much did we get out of that? Let's see. 15,000 looks like. Not bad. I think we'll be okay. When we start getting into the heavier, like higher yielding crops, wheat, corn, stuff like that, that's when it'll start getting kind of full. Yeah, I haven't decided whether to keep building the farm up here on this land or if we should have like a larger farm somewhere else. I mean, our barn is here and everything, so maybe keep building it here. Definitely get rid of some of these sheds out here though, because they don't really serve a purpose. Maybe build a larger silo system out here somewhere. Good morning, welcome in. Have you guys had trouble with, yes, that's all you have to say. Have you guys had trouble with, and then the answer is going to be yes. Because we've had trouble with just about everything. The stump grinder, yeah, I've heard there are some people that have had trouble with the stump grinder. I think the forestry mulcher, I'm hoping that works. Because that's supposed to take out stumps and the small bushes. there's our field and our plow. I think I am going to go ahead and plow that up, just so we won't have to come back and weed it or run the hoe through it again. I haven't decided what to plant there. I think we're going to wait until next season to plant something there. I'm just going to let it kind of follow. Is it follow? Fellow? Is that the word? Starts with an F. Let the field follow? Is that the right word? It's too early in the morning to be thinking of these words. Has anyone got to pet the dog? I don't think we have a dog. Let's see. Where would be a better place? Thinking along the edge here, maybe somewhere, or maybe down. Well, I gotta haul it to the thing. I guess for right now, just put it on the edge here. Maybe right at this corner. And that'll work. Hazards on. Oh, I was like, why did I stop? There's a fence there. Morning, Jeff. How's it going? How much is the dog? More importantly, where is the dog? There it is. The dog is not that much. Only 2,500. Can't pet the dog? Is it broken? Well, I guess we'll wait on it. I'm interested. It looks like a yellow lab that I've seen in the pictures. But if it's broken right now, we'll wait on it. See some fencing that we can get rid of, though. Get rid of this fencing in here. Get rid of these trees. Got our little farmer's market stand over here. Get rid of some of these sheds too. I don't know if we can get rid of the fence if it's connected to that, though. May have to work around it. There should be a way to throw it with the controller. I'm on the controller, so. They'll get all this stuff fixed. They'll come out with an update sometime, either within the next week or the week after next or something. It won't be months, I don't think. I think it'll be sometime within, before November ends. I think they'll come out with an update. Maybe that's what's wrong with throwing the wood. You can't throw your little wood chunks anymore. Maybe that's broken too. Maybe you're supposed to be able to throw your wood chunks. Oh yeah, the mods, they're going to definitely start rolling in again. We'll see some more tomorrow and then probably the days after that. There's some key ones that I'm ready for. I'm ready for the no collision camera mod. Come to the mod hub. I saw where the oh gosh, I can never say his name. Silobuki? That's how I say it. It's probably wrong. Somebody correct me. The guy that did Alma, Missouri, he's working on Alma, Missouri for 25. I'm excited for that. I think it'll be a pretty map. It should be, I'm hoping it'll be a nice big upgrade for that map visually. Once they get their hands on the Giants editor. Looking forward to seeing what Sid comes out with too. Sid did the a lot of the deer packs, like the 9R pack and the 8R packs and stuff like that, combines and stuff. Wouldn't mind having the deer telehandler again from who was that, Custom Modding that did that, or Black Sheep? Oh, Trent, you probably know who did the deer telehandler. I want to say it was Custom, but it might have been Black Sheep. I just want to see where our farmland actually starts and stops. I was kind of hoping it went into these trees over here, but it doesn't. Some nice sized trees over here. Let me do an in-row around this. I love how it automatically, you really don't even have to go into the GPS menu to set it up, because it automatically, if you've done one field, it automatically kind of does the fields on the rest of the fields. So you're pretty much good to go. It'd be nice to turn lines off though. Let's see. Lines. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Lines off. There we go. Turn the lines off. I'm taking a leap of faith here. Because I haven't been using this new system very long. But I am taking a leap of faith here, hoping it works. Kind of like that Indiana Jones scene where, he had to step out over the canyon and he couldn't see the pathway. I think once you get going on it, you can just hit the button and then, yeah, there you go. You kind of have to remember kind of how it worked. So there's usually like 1 or 2 inrows. And I guess if you needed to, you could pull that menu back up to see. Looks like there's 2 inrows on this one, so. It should turn automatically here. I'm happy that you can turn the lines off, that is an option. Famous last words. I hear it beeping, so it's still turning automatically on its own. Yeah, eventually we can, once we get that field over there, I think there's a highway down. Well, no, there's another field over there. Once we get these 3 fields, we can plow all this together. This would be a nice sized field right here. Tell you what. I tell you what. This would be a nice sized field we get to plow together. Then we could come down here with our combine and bring a grill with us and have some propane and propane accessories. So we can grill some steaks. The John Deere telehandler that was made by Black Sheep. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was custom or Black Sheep. I wanted to lean towards Black Sheep. Ah. And I don't think we own these trees either. Or maybe some of them. I don't know. We'll have to see that. We'll have to see about that later. Once we get back into logging. Today is not a logging day. Today is harvesting day. There's a highway there. Once we buy that field, though, we can cut these trees and kind of plow this up to where it curves around. What's nice is like when you create the field, the GPS automatically like sets it up for you. So. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having that John Deere telehandler again. So we should be, I think that'll be one of the first ones that we'll see in the mod hub. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and empty real quick. Past 50%, I don't know how far I'll make it around. So. This is working pretty good without the lines on. I know there's 2 in-rows. And I know I'm going to be going east and west on this. So he should turn by himself. There he goes. That is not a bad price on that Amazon spreader, I'm just saying. We might have to invest in that. That would be ideal for our 3650. It struggles with that bradle that we got. Bradle's just a little bit heavy for it, and that little backpack spreader, that would be ideal for the 3650 for the John Deere. We'll have to see what all our fields need. We do have lime on. Everything else is pretty much on. Here comes the sun. Doo 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 doo. I will say the clouds look better. They really do. That is not really overcast, so that symbol, that is the symbol for overcast skies. This is not overcast. This is what you would call either partly cloudy or partly sunny. There's a difference between the icons. So you have the sunshine, which is a picture of the sun, so that means clear skies. Partly cloudy, I think, would be just a few clouds in the sky. Partly sunny would be kind of like this. I think this is partly sunny because it looks like there's more cloud cover than partly cloudy. So I would say this is partly sunny. So that's what this should be. Overcast is when you have the entire sky grayed out. I mean, just, kind of like this cloud right over here. You can't see it now that I'm behind the trees, but that's an overcast sky. And that's really, an overcast sky is what you really should have for rain and stuff. But you see this cloud behind me there? If I could stop right here, let me stop right here. Harder to see with the trees in the way, but make the entire sky look like that. All of that cloud. Make the entire sky, and you can do it because you can make that section of that cloud look like it. See how it's got like the different areas of like lighter gray and white in it. Overcast skies, that's what that symbol should be. That's how the sky should look. This is a partly sunny sky, I would say. Not really a partly cloudy, but it's like a partly sunny. It's only partly sunny, right? Are they in the mod hub, Trent? I'm kind of leery of downloading anything right now that's not in the mod hub. It's very, very, very early on. So there's still some stuff that, I mean, even Giant's editor has not been released yet. So it's still very early on. So I'm just kind of holding off on downloading anything that's not in the mod hub. And you know there's going to be stuff coming to the mod hub from, you know, Sid and JHSG and Custom and Black Sheep and Salute, however you say it. Some of these names I can't say, like Silabuki. That's how it reads. That's how it reads out to me. So that's how I'm saying it. I think it's actually like Chabalki. Is how it's actually pronounced. But it's spelled Silabuki. And they might be. They might be, Trent, but still it's even like the trusted sources, like it's still very, very early on. So I'm just kinda holding off. I think the only mods that I have downloaded thus far are actually from Giants. And their reputation is not that great right now because their game is like broken, but unfortunate that, you know, the game is broken, because I mean it's broken, and they don't need to sweep it under the rug, which, you know, they need to try to address it, you know, straightforward, like, hey, we're working on the game, you know. And I agree, they should have a beta, releasing a beta to certain, you know, groups of modders. I would think that would be the way to go. Maybe release it as like a restricted beta where you don't get access to like all the surprise equipment that you want to surprise us with. But, you know, if you release it to a select group that can test it out beforehand, and then, you know, go from there, and, you know, find all these problems because they're actually playing the game, I think that would be a good idea. Have them sign like a non-disclosure agreement or something, you know? Yeah, there's quite a few mods in the mod hub right now. I think I've only downloaded maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Some of those I may end up taking out. Like the subsoiler. I downloaded a Kuhn subsoiler. That's not a bad subsoiler. But you know, subsoilers are supposed to act like a plow, right? You're supposed to be able to use those in place of a plow. But that's not the case. I mean, I don't think that's broken because it was kind of the same way they did it in 22, where you, the rules didn't apply for like the weeds and stuff, and for the contracts, you can't use a subsoiler on a plowing contract, which is silly because a subsoiler is supposed to be, you know, it says literally under subsoilers. Go to the category here. If I can find it. This stuff's hard to find for me. So a subsoiler, read the bottom there. A subsoiler prepares fields for the next sowing. It can be used instead of a plow. So of course that this one specifically is small enough for the grape and the olive farming, but if you go down to one of the bigger ones, subsoiler prepares fields for the next sowing. It can be used instead of a plow. So if it acts like a plow, but no, all the contracts and, you know, creating fields and stuff like that, you have to use one of these in the game. And there will be mods later that allow you to, you know, create field with cultivator, you know, stuff like that. You never buy a new FS for a couple of months. Give it a chance to settle in. Well, yeah, I understand that. And that's part of the repeated ways of Giants. You know, their games never work right away, and they, you know, hopefully there will be updates to it. They've given us updates to the games before where they had issues. So hopefully that'll be the case this time. They'll come out with an update that will fix a lot of this stuff. Got the two bail mods. What do those actually do? So what do those actually do, Trent? Unload bales early? Is that like what is that? What does that do? Round bale extension. What does that do? I was disappointed to learn that the deer baler only does 125 centimeter bales, where you can wrap the 150 centimeter bales. With any of the other ones. Oh, gotcha. So basically, it's kind of like a limiter, like a limiter script where when it gets to 90%, it slows down and then it stop you before you go too far, so you don't have to reverse and back up. That's kind of nice, I guess. Unload bales early. This mod allows unloading unfinished bales early. Does it work on the cotton pickers? Because I would love that. Because, you get a cotton picker and the capacities, you'll get like to the point where you almost make another bale, but then the cotton is stuck in the harvester and you can't create another bale. Alright, I might have to get that one. That'd be nice. Even if the bale is not like a full capacity bale, if I can go ahead and eject it out of there and it empties my machine where I can actually fold it up, that might be worth having. Not that we're investing in a cotton picker anytime soon, because we're broke as a joke, but I gotta get a forestry mulcher first. Really need a forestry mulcher. What's that flying by my camera? That's not rain, is it? Is that just harvest debris, harvest clutter? I see that flying by my screen. See that? You overload it to the baler, then you can unload the bale out. The unload baler mod, I'm guessing that's the early mod, works on all cotton, round, and square balers. Well, he's full. You're new to Farming Simulator and you just bought the new one. If you start a new farmer, you can do the guided tour. That will help you tremendously. Oh yeah. Is that the in-game one, Trent, you're talking about? The RV5, I think it is the model. Yeah, we have that one. We use that one a lot for weeding contracts, or well, hoeing contracts, I guess you'd say. You'd think it would work on the weeding contracts, but it's one of those situations again. It's like the plow and subsoiler situation all over again, where it has to be, if it's a weeding contract, it has to be a weeder. The hoeing contract, it has to be the hoe. But even though the hoe technically is a weeder, it pulls small weeds and medium weeds. You can't use it on a contract, not on a weeding contract. So, it is what it is, I guess. How is it so far? I mean, I'm playing it. It's a good game. There's a few things that need to be fixed, but it's a really pretty game. I mean, it looks good. There's some changes that I would make cosmetically, but overall, I mean, it's a good game. It's better. I will say this: compared to 22, it's better than 22. Other than the small fixes they need to make. Thinking about getting it, not sure yet. I mean, it's, don't get me wrong, it's a good game. I mean, it's definitely not Farming Simulator 22 2.0. And I've been saying that, you know, it's got some bugs that need to be addressed. Most of them are, you know, I think the main one is like the flickering issue. There's a lot of flashing, flickering, like white flashes and black flashes where it kind of cuts out for like half a millisecond. That's probably the main one. I know there's some multiplayer issues. And again, they'll probably come out with an update either this coming week or the week after. I think it'll be in November. It'll either be in November or maybe early December. It depends on how many issues they try to fix at once. But unfortunately, if, you know, history repeats itself. When they do release the fixes or the update, they'll cause 5 more problems to every one that they fixed. So We'll see. It's gonna take a little while to get it finely tuned, you know. It's kind of like a guitar. You have to finely tune each string and hope it doesn't break and you don't have to replace it or something. All right, we got the big soybean field done. I wouldn't say that, Johnny. There's a lot to this game that is not in 22. Like if you're on console, I would recommend 25. Uh, they'll fix the issues, but 25, console people get access to the GPS, and I do like the new GPS system because it's kind of automatic. It's very easy to use. That's not what I want to do. Let's see. Turn that off. Turn that off. Shut this down. I want to go empty the tractor. Come back. Yeah, the flickering and the stuttering, that's something that they're gonna fix. They're gonna work on it. Kind of wish they had tested it a little more than when they released it, because that's the effect of not actually playing your game and testing it properly before releasing it. Ooh, coming up this hill with a full grain cart is definitely slows you down, doesn't it? I haven't come up this hill with a full grain cart yet. How much we got in here $35,000. Yeah, it's not available on PS4, unfortunately. Need that extra boost of the hardware to play it. So you would need a PS5 or an Xbox Series. What is it? Xbox. What's the top one? Xbox Series X, I think. I'm kind of disappointed that Rockstar, as of right now, the new Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming, but I think they only have plans to release on console, PS5 and Xbox Series X when it launches. So that'd probably be for the first 3 years of it, 4 years of it, maybe. Right now, there's no plans to bring it to Steam or PC, so it'll get on there eventually, but still. Where's the trigger point to repair your vehicle at the dealership? Well, it's kind of out of the way. Dealership, there it is. So here's your dealership. Well, if I can click on the right thing, there we go. So here's the dealership. This is where your vehicles spawn at, right up here by the main part of it. So if you go east, see this other building over here that has the same garage doors on it? This is where your square is at. You'll see the square kind of painted on the ground here. And then there's the trigger. There's the little wrench. Customize your vehicles in that square. Repair your vehicles, paint your vehicles, customize them, etc., etc. We'll say driving, you can tell the difference driving through the fields versus driving, especially like a plowed field. You can tell the difference because it slows you down. It feels like you're actually driving on a plowed up field, so they did good with that. And the mud on the tires, the water on the tires when it rains. I'm impressed with the puddles on the highways because when it rains, you can see the ripples of the droplets of the rain in the puddles, and you can see the reflection of your vehicle in the puddles. So to me, that's pretty good. There's things that, you know, they did right. Any tornadoes? I haven't seen one yet. I think normally they come in like what is it, June or July? There's not any in the forecast that I've seen. Your weather is now on the crop calendar down there. We got some rain coming and then snow in December, but I haven't seen any tornadoes. We did see, I think, some hail. So some of them, you know, they're the smaller fields, so you don't get as much on the contracts. But we've had some decent contracts. The fertilizing contracts are usually your big money hitters. And then your wood transport. If you have the equipment to transport the wood, 15,950. And when you do these, they do add up. I mean, yeah, they're not going to be like some of the maps in 22 where you got, you know, thousands upon thousands upon thousands for doing the contracts. A lot of those were modded maps. If you go back to the in-game maps, they are pretty comparable to what we have here in Riverbend. No, that's not true, Johnny. That's not true. We have used equipment from other contracts to do other contracts. Now you can't do your own fields or anything. That's still a thing. But we have used the equipment from other contracts to do other contracts. You just tried it. Well, it might have been a different type of contract. Has to be the same. Has to be the same crop. Same situation as the contract you did with the equipment that you have. I will say the hose don't work on the weeding contracts and vice versa. Subsoilers don't work on the plowing ones. I know that they said the tedding contracts had some issues, like it wasn't working or something correctly. Trying to remember what was the contract we did that we used the same equipment. We did, I'm trying to remember what was the contract that we did. It was up north. was up there near the what is that farm called? Sunflower Farm, whatever. It was up there near that one. I just can't remember what the contract actually was. We used I think it was a harvest contract. We used we had a Fendt tractor and I think it was a Kinsey tipper maybe. It was red, so I might not be accurate on my brands, but we had a field that we did up there, and then we had another field like really close by to that. Morning, Positive Pizza Power. How's it going? Yeah, that's true. So if you have a round baler and it's a contract for square bales, you got to make sure you have a square baler or you borrow the equipment, because they're pretty particular about that, because there's different capacities when it comes to round bales versus square bales. And if you use a round baler on the baling contract, then you can mess up. Trying to find a deal on a PC so you can play 25. Well, there's deals out there. They're out there. You just gotta hunt for them and find the right ones. I will say the first one that I had was the CyberPower PC, and then the second one that I had that I have now is the Corsair, and it's working really nice. This Corsair, it runs super quiet. Like you can't even tell that it's on unless you look over there and look at it and see the lights on it. And the other one, you could tell it was on because it was louder. It was loud. It was louder from the day one brand new part. This one is super quiet. Yeah, you can always build one yourself too. That's true. I think the skipper was my fault. I think the GPS ran out on this edge and I kind of came off of it. Why? That was my fault too. Takes a little getting used to with the lines off, but you have to kind of remember where the lines like automatically set themselves up. I think this field is set up at an angle, because the field itself is kind of at an angle. But you know that the next line will be the same angle, unless you change it. Alright, got this field done. We're going to run over here and do this field, and then we'll check on our sawmill, see if we have any more product down there. I need some wood beams really bad. Might have to turn the other stuff off and just do dedicated wood beams. Alright, so YouTube, make sure you catch the next video. We'll be back to harvesting. Until then, remember you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. We'll see y'all in the next one.